time that I look in the mirror, all these lines on my face getting clearer. The past is gone.
Good evening and welcome to each and every one of you joining us here tonight on the MultiGP YouTube channel. It is time to crown the 2024 MultiGP champion. We are live from the No Quarter Ranch here in Citrus Springs, Florida, and what a year 2024 has been. Starting in March, we took a bunch of pilots, put them on some global qualifying tracks. There were 201 races to qualifier contenders here to our championship weekend at the No Quarter Ranch, held in 17 different countries around the world in our quest to find the fastest drone racer on the planet. At the end of the GQ season, 935 pilots from 38 different countries were globally ranked, and we invited the top 150 to compete here in the Pro Class division of the 2024 MultiGP Championship. 58 rolled into Citrus Springs, Florida, and we have now taken that field down through qualifying and brackets to the Elite Championship Top 16. At the end of the night, we're awarding $15,000. We're punching someone's ticket to the Prospect Championship as a wild card, and we are handing out the 2024 MultiGP Champion jersey as well. So much to get to, and let's figure out how we're going to get from 16 down to 1 and calculate who is going to be the 2024 MultiGP champion. Well, we start tonight, of course, looking at our bracket. It is our traditional MultiGP championship bracket. Since the second MultiGP championship in 2016, this has been our format. We take those 16 pilots, we seed them, matches 1, 2, 3, 4 in that preliminary round. The top 2 pilots in each of those matches advancing in the winner's bracket. First and second each and every time, working their way to our final 4, the final at the stage, match 14. Now, you can be third or fourth once, but you can't be it twice. Third or fourth, that's when you're eliminated, finishing up 2024 somewhere in the top 16. We do have the redemption bracket, where if you go down to it with third and fourth, you can work your way, in this example, match 5 to match 9, first and second in those to match 12, and then back into the high side to the redemption bracket consolation round, the last chance to qualify, the semifinal, the consolation bracket, where the top 2 in that advance to our final 4. When we get to the final 4, we will play Chase the Ace. That is the format where we run the final 4 repeatedly until someone gets 2 aces and the title of 2024 MultiGP Drone Racing Champion. Well, here's a guy who's won it a couple times. Tonight, he is vying for his 3rd MultiGP championship. We've had one other pilot who's been a 3-time MultiGP champion. If this pilot is successful tonight, he'll be the first ever 3-peat, hat trick, back-to-back MultiGP champion. He is our top qualifier. He is on lock, and our top qualifier, MCK, is standing by with our founder and CEO of MultiGP, Chris Thomas.
Thanks, Joe. All right, so I've got a couple of questions for you, Min-Chen. First of all, thanks for coming. I know it's a long trip from Korea to here. We're really excited to see you back out here. This is a stacked field. There's a lot of competition. Who are you the most concerned about racing tonight?
Probably Min-Jae for sure, because he's a second place in qualifying. And then I see Propsicle is really strong, and then Mason for sure, yes.
Well, you've been putting up some really, really serious times out here on the track. Is there one area where you find it to be the most difficult? Is there one spot of the track that you really fear when you get to that section?
I feel like there's a two obstacle that is hard for me, which is like waterfall. The new obstacle is hard for me, and probably the last dive section.
Well, that last dive section, I think you've got a very special maneuver that the other pilots have tried to copy and have not seen them to copy it yet. I'm looking forward to seeing you out there in the race. I know this is going to be a great show. Good luck, and if you do win, I've got cash here for you tonight, like I usually do. Are you excited for that?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right, thanks, Joe.
Oh man, he is ready. We are ready as well. Let's take you on a tour of the track that we're featuring here in 2024, the MultiGP Championship. It was designed by Hyper, and it is a wild one. We're going to take a flight here with Free, our good buddy from Indiana. It's time for your track fly-through. We're going to take a look at the daytime and the nighttime. We start things off here first in the fin swoopy section to kick things off. Then up and over this high gate and over to our Pilot Institute dive gate. Then we work our way into the mid-range here, doing a double ladder up, going to that high elevation, lining things up for the Hobby Wing Cube. Then to the middle of the track, the triple stack. It is the TBS triple tower as we try and do 3 split S's or a slalom down. Over the hurdle into the bow tie section over here. Saw some amazing passes in that in our earlier mains this afternoon. And then over to this corner for the cube screw, probably the most technical section on the track. Up and over, line things up over here, going inverted towards Fox here, and this is a lap during the daytime, but it's a top 16, and nighttime is the right time. There's your fin swoopy section. Notice the beginning of the track is white. The colors are going to change as we go through this time around. Lining things up here for the double ladder up. We've gone from white into red, over to our next cube, the Hobby Wing Cube, and back to the middle of the track, red and white. We're about to go to the blue section. TBS triple tower, over the hurdle, which is in blue. Starting the blue over to the blue bow tie section. We're 3/4 of the way through. Now we line things up. We're playing for $15,000. We need some green, and this is the big corner, the technical section. It's all green at the cube screw, and then we work our way back to the checkered line and crown the 2024 MultiGP champion. That is a look at the track. Now let's take a look at your first 4 pilots getting set to fly here tonight. We did something relatively new last year and this year. We've bumped up pilots from lower seeding. The top 12 in qualifying were a lock into our A main championship top 16. Then we took the top 4 from this afternoon's B main and moved them on up here to our A main championship top 16. Which is a big opportunity here because our bump ups were only one of them would have been in the top 16. Dubicki, which we're going to see with our TQ at the end here, the preliminary round, was 14th in qualifying. Talking about opportunities, our winner of the B main earlier, Tamate, was 21st in qualifying. Star Platte was 19th in qualifying. And here in match number 1, we have Pino, the former collegiate drone racing champion, who is 18th in qualifying. Now he's got at least 4 packs, maybe 5 under pressure in the daytime, coming in hot. He is matched up here tonight with one of the guys on Team USA Formula in the number 11 spot in qualifying this week. Then we have top 8 a year ago, top 3 2 years ago. Another member of Team USA, Leviathan, the number 6 seed in qualifying this week. In top 5 a year ago and 3 years ago on our podium as well. Your high seed here in match number 1, 3rd in qualifying this week, Propsicle. We touched on the bracket, double elimination races. Every one of these 16 pilots know the format, but for those at home, until we get to the end, top 2 is what they're trying to do. Top 2 go winners bracket, bottom 2 consolation bracket, and out. The pilots are set to fly. Good luck, contenders. It is match number 1. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Great start here for them, side by side through that whole shot gate. Formula is going to get the whole shot, and he's now dropping the number 2 spot. Your leader here is Propsicle, then Leviathan, Pino, and Formula. 1, 2, 3, 4. Propsicle is on the gas, going fast. He is your high seat in this one, in that green section, and now on to lap number 2. Propsicle, then Leviathan, 1.9 seconds back. Pino, a second back from the transfer position. They are 3-lap races of first to 3, and right now, issues for Leviathan, moving Pino up into the number 2 spot. When I talk about issues, we need more than tissues. Clean up on aisle 6 for Leviathan. 2 down, 1 to go for Propsicle. And here comes Pino onto that lead lap. 1 to go for him in second. But Leviathan is back up. Has a little bit of lap traffic going around him. And so the door is about to shut for Leviathan. His teammate is saying, nope, you're going home. 3 laps for Propsicle. Everyone finishes. Leviathan gets 2 in third. And so Pino finishing up number 2 spot, getting across the line 7 seconds back off of our leader. That is good enough to move on up in our winners brackets. Second in this one going to Pino, and Leviathan just showing you he could have done 3 had he not crashed on that one. Going to pull up third on that one. Fourth going to go to Formula. And so your bump up from the B main just moved his way up into the winner's bracket, and the word comes in, results are official. We take Propsicle and Pino to match number 6, no channel changes, and Leviathan and Formula to match number 5, no channel changes, no channel changes. Well, you know it's a party here at the No Quarter Ranch, especially when you have Gem Fan Mike in the house with us here tonight. Bringing the party, bringing the props. Gem Fan offering advanced equipment, professional design, precision manufacturing, perfect quality assurance, and timely after-sales service to all of their customers. Check out their websites for hot deals on props, gates, and more. gfprops.com. Check out the hot sales button. Get yourself some props. Best props in the game, our friends at Gem Fan. We also want to welcome back our good friends at iFlight, dedicated to creating enjoyable and immersive flights for everyone by going above and beyond what you think drones can do. Shop.iflight.com. They have bind and flies. They have some great gear, especially if you're capturing that footy. iFlight will get you there. Match number 2. So we love those bump ups. Star Platt, third in the B main, hit the podium, got some prizes, and works his way from 19th in qualifying this week into our top 16. Comes in as our bump up from the B main. By way of China, through Fullerton, California. Then you got Screecher. Saw him a couple years ago, hit that podium, the World Cup at International Open. He too, part of Team USA, representing America at the FAI Championships in China next week. Then you have the guy who's number 1, all digits lining up, Hyper from Melbourne, Florida. Number 1 on the global leaderboard last year. Number 1 in 2024 on the spring GQ leaderboard. Number 1 in the summer standings on the GQ leaderboard. Number 1 overall coming in and having an okay week, qualifying 7th, but that's just part of the journey to get here into our championship top 16. Now we can go back to number 1. And your high seed in this one, welcome back to champs from South Korea, Min Jae. Spending a lot of time hitting podiums here in America and across the globe as well. This one could be a heater. A bump up, your 10 seed, your 7 seed, and your 2nd. We're going green. Good luck, pilots. Arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Off to the races we go. Yes, sir. 4 wide again at our start-finish gate. A little bit of contact after. It looked like it might have been between Min Jae and Hyper. They're going to drop a position, and you're looking at Star Platt up in the lead right now. Working his way to that TBS triple stack tower in the middle of the track. Now you're looking at Hyper. Min Jae doing some work there as well. And now Hyper down. Min Jae, Screecher, 1 and 2. And race to recover there for Hyper. Looks like he's cutting the long grass. So it's Min Jae, Screecher, Star Platt, 1, 2, and 3 here on the opening lap. Min Jae in that green section, about to go into lap number 3. 2 down, 1 to go. Screecher, 1.4 seconds back in the number 2 spot. There's Star Platt, 2.3 seconds back for him from the transfer position. Top 2 going to the winner's bracket. Bottom 2 into our redemption bracket or consolation bracket. And no eliminations yet. It is all Min Jae going all the way to our checkered. 3 laps coming in 55.9. Then we go 2 seconds back to Screecher, pulling up second. Third is going to go to Star Platt, and fourth to Hyper. Hyper going to get an extra pack. Going through that consolation bracket. We'll give an extra one to Star Platt as well if he's successful to work his way back to our final, into the winner's bracket as it were. And so let's move Min Jae and Screecher on up in our winner's bracket. Looks like a channel change for Min Jae going to race band 2 when you come back in match number 6 with Screecher. Hyper, channel change for you going to race band 1 when you come back with Star Platt in match number 5. That was heat number 2. We're halfway through that preliminary round. Coming up next, Pavelos, Chris M, FPV, Neukel, and Tomate. Your next ones to work. We've been going through so many props. These pro pilots replacing all 4, even if it's a clean flight. They want the freshies on. Thanks to HQ Prop, one of our prop partners of MultiGP drone racing. HQ Props are designed to give you maximum control and responsiveness up at speed. Customer satisfaction, their primary goal, and they assure you that you'll receive a well-balanced propeller at a lower cost. HQprop.com. We have a new partner in 2024, and that is the Pilot Institute. They are the official Part 107 partner of MultiGP. They do all the training. You need your Part 107? They'll help you get it. Need your private pilot exam? They'll help you study and take that as well and get you to take the skies remotely or in person as well. Over 24,500 5-star reviews and 250,000 successful pilots, a 99.8% success rate. I'd hate to be one of the 500. I want to be part of the 250,000. Achieve your dreams of becoming a pilot with their courses, pilotinstitute.com. Again, the official Part 107 training provider of MultiGP. We have our winner of the B main, the pilot making his trip back to champs from Chile. It is Tomate FPV. We have a guy who has been on our podium once in the top 3, top 4 3 other times. 12th in qualifying this week, and 4th on the global leaderboard. Neukel here is in match number 3. We go to Denmark for Chris M FPV, competing in his first MultiGP championship, 5th in qualifying this week. And his traveling partner, as it were, from Poland, Pavelos, is back at champs. 19th on the global leaderboard, 4th in qualifying this week. They have been joined at the hip. The earlier mains, they were in a golf cart doing drone retrieval, showing you some good sportsmanship, camaraderie. And we'll see if they fly together, 1 and 2, to advance in our winner's bracket. All 4 pilots getting set to fly. Good luck, Tomate, your winner of the B main. Neukel, whose turn to hit that podium again. Chris M and Pavelos going green. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Full send, a little bit of a shaky start there for Neukel. He is on his way. Chris M, Pavelos, and Tomate, 1, 2, and 3. Chris M, Pavelos, 1 and 2. Tomate, third. Neukel trying to reel him in. Chris M leading Pavelos, and almost a passer in the bow tie section. Pavelos ahead of Chris M FPV. Everyone holding their breath here, especially if you're cheering on those European pilots. And Chris M and Pavelos, your leaders by a bunch. A 2-second lead over both Tomate and Neukel, tangled together right now for a battle for third, fourth, with Chris M and Pavelos out front. Chris M now about 20 feet ahead of Pavelos here on lap number 2, and we're about to take him on to lap number 3. Now Pavelos just ahead of Chris M FPV by 0.8 of a second. Neukel is caught up. He's 1.3 seconds back behind the Europeans and for that transfer position. And Tomate in that mix as well. Oh no, it looks like an issue for Tomate. Pavelos going full send to the checkered. Pavelos, your winner of match number 3. Second gonna go to Chris M, and third to Neukel by 0.3 of a second. They are amped up and they are fired up. Judges say results are official on that one. Results are official. We get set to take Pavelos and Chris M up to match number 8. No channel changes. Neukel and Tomate to match number 7 now. No channel changes. No channel changes. Well, let's see if we can hit some buttons over here. Wouldn't that be nice? Yes, sir. Want to check out the end of that one. That was a full send. Full send over here. Let's go Pavelos. He kind of gapped them right there. Going into that dive section, let's watch the end of this one. Pavelos going to the cube screw. And remember, he gets the win here over Chris M. But Chris M making up a little bit of times. They only finished like 0.3 of a second apart. Well, actually, Pavelos was ahead. The 0.3 of a second was between Chris M and Neukel. Right, so let's just back it up just a frame here. Chris M and Neukel. Neukel trying to get that transfer position. We're talking like 0.3 of a second. Pavelos, straight line to the checker. That's going to come up here as we've done one gate and going into the dive cube of HD0 with Chris M. And now Neukel, tighter line than Chris M. About the same line right there. Where did he make up his time? Maybe right here. Fox here in the clear. 0.3 of a second. Chris M ahead of Neukel. Let's watch it in real time so you can really appreciate the skill of the top 16 pilots in the world. You ready for it? We're going to pick it up at the cube screw by everybody. Pavelos in the top left is going to get the win. Then it's going to be Chris M. Then it's Neukel. A tight finish here in match number 3. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Great racing right there. Getting set for match number 4. I want to thank our friends at Beta FPV for being a part of Champs again. Got that beautiful Cinewhoop action at betafpv.com. And HD0, get that HD resolution at near zero latency. We have in this one 4th in the B main, bumping up. 14th in qualifying this week, and well, he redeems himself in the top 16 from Michigan. It's Dubicki. The number 9 qualifier here this week, a former reserve sport class champion, the Milkman. The number 8 seed, J-Box, and your top qualifier, it is MCK FPV. We're about to go green on this one. Good luck, pilots. Arm your quads. We're going live on the tone in less than 5. Great start right there. Whole shot going to go to J-Box going full send right here. Yes, sir. MCK trying to get Ironman mode engaged as he gets by J-Box, but J-Box trying to keep MCK within his sights, and MCK pulling away and on to lap number 2 with a 16:0 opening lap time. I can tell you it's fast. We moved Dubicki up into 2nd, J-Box in 3rd, the Milkman in 4th, and we're on lap number 2 chasing MCK FPV as he goes into the cube screw section. He's about to go into lap 3. One more to go. Another 16-second lap time. Everyone else doing 17s and 18s. J-Box now into 2nd, Dubicki in 3rd by 0.6 of a second, and the Milkman is less than 2.2 seconds away from the transfer position. So as MCK flies away, is now down to that 3-way battle for the transfer position. The checker goes to MCK, Ironman mode engaged, but watch this race to the line. J-Box, then Milkman in 3rd, Dubicki in 4th is what timing had. Then it changed its mind on that one. But looks like J-Box for sure pulling up 2nd. Everyone else going to go into the consolation bracket. I appreciate Shames had sorted out which LEDs were which, but we were FPV feeds on that one. We were looking for the pink, and no one saw the pink as MCK got the win by 4 seconds over the field. And he just took it easy. 16-0, 16-2, 16-8. Took it easy, and Ironman mode engaged. When we get to the end, that means he would only need to win the first round at Chase the Ace if he wins his next 2 bracket races. That was match number 4 complete, and it sounds like our judges were happy with that one. And so we will take it to the bank. Getting set for match number 5 next. We're here live at the No Quarter Ranch, Citrus Springs, Florida, home of the MultiGP Championship for the 4th consecutive year. It's always nice to roll up the road and work our way home as Lead Boy and Lead Girl open up their hearts and their arms to us to host this championship every year. And Lead Boy on day 1 that I was here on Monday was already like 2025, baby. Let's do it. He's down. Whatever you want to host here. Lots of championship events throughout the year hosted here at the No Quarter Ranch because it's a perfect venue. Great infrastructure. We just add a few things, run a handful of cables and hook up a few screens, and it turns into our champs venue. Everything everyone needs. Of course, also a great practice venue for many pilots that fly in, reserving their room. Got some channel changes, MCK FPV to race band 7, J-Box to race band 8 when you guys come back in match number 8 in the winner's bracket. Debicki going to go to race band 1, the Milkman to race band 2 when you come back in the consolation bracket or redemption round, match number 7. Of course, you can follow those heat sheets as they update dynamically. multigp.live/pro24/pro24. Yes, sir. No Quarter Ranch, also home to FPV Addiction, hosting global qualifiers and other major races, as Michelle says, for the boys to play and have some fun. Lead Girl, always on the computers, making sure the competition is fair. One of those many 201 global qualifiers. There are GQs in Sweden, Kazakhstan, France, Belarus, 2 in Russia, 2 in Malaysia, 2 in Hong Kong, 2 in Bulgaria, 3 in Great Britain, 3 in Costa Rica, 4 in Italy, 4 in Iceland. When did they do that? Well, I guess it's actually Greenland is colder than Iceland. It's the one with the fake name, right? Well, they were able to squeeze 4 GQs in Iceland, 4 down in Australia with CMRC leading the charge, my good buddy Timmy Tron. 5 in Chile, 6 in Colombia, 7 in Germany. 7 qualifiers. We almost have a dozen pilots from Germany competing. 25 north of that 49th parallel up in Canada. And 128 global qualifiers hosted in the United States of America. And from the great efforts of our MultiGP chapters, hosting those 201 GQs in 17 different countries. We were able to globally rank, based on our 2 standardized courses, 935 pilots from 38 different countries. And tonight, here on the MultiGP YouTube channel, it is the Elite Top 16. Working our way up to crown our 2024 MultiGP champion. This is a redemption bracket, which means 3rd and 4th are going to get Chris Thomas high fives and finish up somewhere in that 13 to 16 range overall. That'd be okay for Star Platt. He qualified 19th, but he is still hungry. You got Hyper, Formula, and Leviathan. 2 staying alive, 2 joining us on the sidelines. Do not let it be you. You know what to do. Go fast. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Stand by. False start. False start. False start. And that was race band 1. Yes, Hyper with a false start. We're going to swap some batteries. Earlier in our B main, we had some issues. We had a pilot do the same thing, do the preload, the spool up, starting those propellers, waiting for the go tone, slipped off the block and was charged with a false start. And the rule book, as it has been written for a long time, in the brackets, you get 1 warning. The second time, you get a disqualification from that heat. So if it's in the winner's bracket, technically not the worst. You would pull up 4th and go into the redemption bracket. However, what we saw earlier today, 2 false starts in the redemption bracket, and so a false start caused someone's journey to come to an end. So new lipos in going across the way. Want to say hello to those joining us here on the MultiGP YouTube channel. We say hello to our good friend Matt Andrews watching us from across the way, the other side of the pond. believe he's getting ready to get on a flight for a big race next week. Want to say hello to 319 Birdhouse, Solace, Double A, the first ever admin of the MultiGP YouTube channel, Bent Prop, Sky Tax, also the Ice Cheetah, Kidsey, Dutch FPV, Rolfcopter, or Rafflecopter, Brenton Woodford, Chevette, Zombie FPV, Trinks FPV, Neon, who is wishing he was here. He's been here before. We're thinking of him. Got to see him this summer at GQ with Detroit Drone Racing, just ahead of the International Open. Highly recommend that to get a chance. Go to a GQ on your way to I.O. That's what we did. Didn't work for us, but we did it. It was a lot of fun. Good way to kick off your drone racing week at summer camp. Well, speaking about summer camp, let's go to our camp leader, the founder and CEO of MultiGP, Chris Thomas, has a special guest with him and a special award.
That's right, Joe. I have 2 daughters at home, and they are huge fans here of Callie. So unfortunately, she did not take a trophy this year, but I wanted to make sure I presented her with a participant ribbon. It says, "Yay, you flew," and it has my name on the back of it. There you go. So now that you've won this, I'm sure you probably have some important people you want to thank.
Yeah, I just want to thank my family. First of all, my mom for coming, because she doesn't come to a lot of races, and she's here, and she's just been amazing and so supportive, even when I've snapped at her, but it's fine. And then my dad, he's always there for me, always fixing my quads when I need him to, and he's just amazing. And my sister, who I miss, she's not here, but yeah, just love my family.
All right. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Savannah. I thought you'd like that. Thanks.
And hi as well to Chris's son Wyatt and his wife Stacy. Chris and Stacy celebrating their 14th wedding anniversary here at the 2024 MultiGP Championship. It's match number 5. It's the restart. We're going green with Leviathan, Formula, Starplat, and Hyper. Good luck, contenders. Arm your quads. We are live on the tone in less than 5. Way better start this time around. 4 wide through our start-finish gate. First one with an issue is Formula. Starplat moving back into third. It is Hyper, then Leviathan and Starplat as we come out of that tower. Leviathan and Starplat right now in a little bit of a grinder. And Hyper now with a 2-gate lead into that cube screw and onto lap number 2. Hyper now working his way up that ladder. Leviathan, Starplat, they are just about 1.6 seconds back. So as we look at this is an elimination race with Formula out. It's a race not to be last, and right now Starplat needs a second to reel in Leviathan or Hyper. This is still anyone's game. On to lap 3 we take them. 1 to go. There's Hyper. 1.5 seconds back Leviathan, then 1.8 seconds back Starplat. A little bit of gap in separation, so we go on with the Californian by way of Chinese pilot Starplat. Is he the one that's going to be our big move of the game, or will Hyper and Leviathan hold him off? Here comes Hyper. Here comes Leviathan, and a great effort there by Starplat. Unfortunately going to pull up third in this one, and judges say results are official. And everyone here that calls the No Quarter Ranch home standing a little taller, a little prouder. There was the run we've been waiting for out of Hyper. Third to Starplat, so he is going to finish up his journey somewhere in that 13 to 16 range at his very first MultiGP championship. Got to be proud with that. 19th in qualifying this week. He was top 40 on the global list, and he is going to finish up inside the top 16. In fact, it's going to be 13th or 14th overall. Big gain and a great showing in his first season of drone racing competition. Formula going to finish up in that 15 to 16 range. We still have one more bracket of the redemption round before we can lock in those final positions to round out the 2024 story for those pilots. And, well, qualifying fifth on that fifth on the list, 11th this week, and, well, top 16 finish. Pretty good showing here for Formula as well. Coming up next, match number 6, as we go back into the winner's bracket. Ready to rock out with it all out with Propsicle, Pino, Minjay, and Screecher. Want to thank our friends at Fox here. Yeah, they're here at another Champs. Foxier, the leading professional drone parts supplier trusted by thousands of FPV pilots. With their high-quality parts professional support team, replying within 24 hours all the time, and with that 100% money-back guarantee. Foxier, the favorite among pros and hobbyists alike. www.foxier.com on the World Wide Web. You got a chance to save some money on the #1 stacks, ESCs, and flight controllers in the game at our friends at Hobby Wing, hobbywingdirect.com. Use the discount code MGPHW40 for 20% off all FPV products. I know someone will help us out and put it in the chat for us. MGPHW40 for 20% at hobbywingdirect.com. Save that 20%. Thank you to Hobby Wing. Joined us at the 2017 MultiGP Championship, and they've been with us ever since. Lots of hellos coming in the YouTube chat. Guy who finally hit the podium at the MultiGP Championship. He also had that big podium at the World Cup as well. Hello, Drobot Racer. Glad that you're watching with us tonight. Pie Fly saying hello to Cali FPV as well. Lots of high Pie Flies coming out of the pits here at the 2024 MultiGP Championship. We say hello to La Beba. Good to see her checking out our live stream broadcast. Shout out to our broadcast team bringing you all of the action. First person view feeds, line of sight feeds, scoring and overlays. Thank you to Diver Down. Thank you to Henry. Thank you to Ethan, Free, and the guy who ran every single cable quad father. Thank you, guys. There are almost 1,000 people right now expressing their thanks to you. They're not here with us at the No Quarter Ranch, but it's like they are. Thank you for bringing them the experience. They can go along for the ride with the 16 fastest pilots in the world in the game of drone racing. We're in the winners bracket, match number 6. Top 2 in this one advancing to the semifinals of the winners bracket, match 11. Well, up a weight class is going to be Pino. Pino working his way up from the B main podium. 18th in qualifying, and he could be winners bracket bound. Then we have the number 10 seed, Screecher. The number 3 seed, Propsicle. And the number 2 seed here this weekend, Min Jae. This could almost be a precursor to what we would see in our Final Four. This one is going to be quick. Everyone watching at home, I want you to close your eyes and count to 5. Because when you open them, you're not going to be able to blink or you're going to miss it. Pilots, arm your quads. We're going live on the tone in less than 5. Yes, sir. Fantastic start here. Match number 6, winners bracket. It's the top 16 championship Saturday, the 2024 MultiGP Championship here at the No Quarter Ranch, Citrus Spring, Florida. Min Jae is your early leader. Propsicle with them. Then Pino, Screecher. Screecher just ahead of Pino as they are now battling 3rd and 4th, but only 2.5 seconds separating all 4 pilots chasing Min Jae. He is your highest seed in this heat, 2nd overall in qualifying, but Propsicle is right with them. This one is a heater right now. One more lap to go, keeping the pressure on. There's Min Jae. There's Propsicle, 1 and 2. And here comes our battle for 3rd, 4th with Pino and Screecher. They're 4.7 seconds away from that winner's bracket, or into the redemption bracket. We take them. Look at that bow tie section. Propsicle trying to get by Min Jae. He does. And look at this. It's Propsicle with the win on lap number 3. An epic pass right there. Getting the win by 0.3 of a second over Min Jae, and it's okay. Those two super fast pilots are going to the semifinal of the winners bracket. Into the redemption bracket, we take Screecher and Pino, third and fourth. And the judges tell me results are official on that one. That was wild, and we are just starting to heat up here tonight. No channel changes for any of the four pilots. Propsicle Minjay, match 11, no channel changes. Screecher and Pino, match number 9, no channel changes, no channel changes. Well, we talk about that 2025 season. We still have some big stuff going on here in 2024. Of course, we went to Sharjah in April. That's the Emirate just north of Dubai. We flew into Dubai and we flew the MultiGP Spec Racer, which was kind of a big opening for our pro spec right there. We go from Sharjah back to the International Open and have since released a Pro Spec Quad. We've had one Pro Spec race that we actually broadcast. You want to check it out. It was wild. It was in Kansas City. We've had a couple qualifiers as well across North America and even a qualifier in Europe and Australia, I believe. And tonight, our winner of the 2024 MultiGP Championship is also going to get a wild card invite to our Pro Spec Championship. We have not announced where the Pro Spec Championship is going to be, but I'm going to give you a hint. Maybe now. It might be here. It's not official. Nothing's official, but that was a marquee race. Of course, everyone talking about the MultiGP Champions race, running that Pro Spec in Sharjah, and, well, one of the pilots here tonight could be punching their ticket to the next big Pro Spec race. We love the big quads. We love the pace. And those Pro Spec quads, you can go to multigp.com, check out the Pro Spec page, and find out where you can get hooked up with the Pro Spec components. There's a couple bind and flies, but you can get those components, build your Pro Spec, and maybe you too could be racing with the champions in MultiGP and Pro Spec. The big championship coming up in 2025, and we're going to be punching a ticket, a wild card here, the 2024 MultiGP Championship. We're in that consolation bracket. First and second, staying alive. Third and fourth, going to be in that 13 to 16 range. Still with a chance. We're on life support, but we could be on our podium. Let's see what happens. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Yeah, buddy, off to the races we go. I love it when the pressure is on right here. First and second, when you need to do, Tamate leading the charge and your leader going down. Neukel was about third, crashing out. And right now we're just down to the Milkman and Dubicki. Tamate is racing to Turtle. That means recover his craft remotely, trying to get back up in the air. Those props are going in different directions, but he is not up yet as Dubicki and the Milkman going on to lap number 2. They're separated by 0.8 of a second here at the moment. And Tamate's back up, guys. So Milkman and Dubicki better keep going at the pace that you're on, because Tamate coming in hot. Our winner of our B main earlier this afternoon has more packs on the track and a little more adrenaline as he's with them, but he's one lap back. So, well, it could be shut down, or he might be able to get on to lap number 3. It comes down to what the Milkman and Dubicki does. Here comes Dubicki into the cube screw. The Milkman right with him. Tamate trying to get by him so he's not NASCAR, but it doesn't matter. Dubicki and the Milkman, 1 and 2, separated by 0.8 of a second. And we will take them to match number 10. No channel changes. Dubicki and the Milkman to match 10. No channel changes. And Tamate and Neukel going to go down to, well, that is where their journey coming to an end here. Third to Tamate, fourth to Neukel. And so now that we've done our first stage of the redemption bracket, we do have those final numbers. Neukel going to finish up 16th overall in 2024. Formula in the number 15 spot overall. And Tamate, how about this? Qualifying 21st coming out of that B main as a champ and finishing top 14 in the world. And, of course, Star Platt been bragging about him for the last few hours. 19th in qualifying here at Champs. Comes in as a bump up from the B main into the championship top 16 and finishes up not 19th, 13th overall. I know the Star Platt team pretty proud of that showing here at the 2024 MultiGP Championship. Coming up, back into the winners bracket. Now, we've already put 2 in our semifinal, the winners bracket. Propsicle and Minjay are waiting in the wings in match 11, but now we're going to see who's going to join them. Pavelos, Chris M FPV, MCK FPV, and J-Box. Are you kidding me? What a heat we have coming up next. We'll be back right after a few words from the friends of MultiGP. Unleash the power of Gem Fan. We're about to do it with Pavelos, Chris M, MCK, and J-Box. We're going to the skies. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Up they go. Wow, 4 wide again through our start and finish gate. This could be a precursor to what we see in our championship. Ironman mode might be disengaged, and that's a big might because MCK drops to 4th. He can easily get back up to the front. We're chasing J-Box right now. Chris M, Pavelos right with J-Box, and MCK was right with him. We lost Pavelos. It's J-Box, Chris M, MCK, 1 down, 2 to go. And now issues for Pavelos. OSD says sorry, and now we get back. We got back up. We are grinding here with Chris M. We got Ringer Dingers, MCK, J-Box. This is the dirtiest race we've seen all day. Chris M, the only one flying clean. 1 second back, MCK in second. Will Ironman mode be disengaged? Is Chasey Ace going multiple rounds? Chris M had it in the bag, and now it is the king of recovery. The reigning 2-time MultiGP champion goes to the semifinal, the winner's bracket with Ironman mode still engaged. MCK with the win of match number 8. Pavelos is able to recover, and he pulls up second. Pavelos moving to the semifinal of the winner's bracket. And so it's, well, what do you tell as a coach? What do you say as a coach? Just finish your laps, right? And so down on lap 3, we go with Chris M. That's unofficially going to put him 3rd. And J-Box down on lap number 2. It's unofficially going to give him 4th. And they haven't pointed anyone out. All that I have from our judges is there is lots to unravel there. Results are unofficial in match number 8. I would say so. Mayday Ariel says he couldn't breathe watching that. Bagzilla cheering on his boy J-Box. He was ripping. Yeah, he was in front till he was on the ground. Rafflecopter says, how? That is right. That's why I said when MCK dropped to the back, I said might. A strong might. He might get fourth. He might get third. Might get second. Might have Iron Man disengaged. But holy MCK with the save of the night for his progress, at least through our brackets. Judges doing their thing behind the scenes. And we will get an update on that. No pressure on them as they are playing back the tape. A lot to unravel on that one. Results are totally unofficial in match number 8. We're earlier here this week in our Pro Class division of the MultiGP Championship. We got to visit with Paulo Ponzo. That's Finn's FPV. Finn's FPV Fly Different, one of our great sponsors as well for the second year here at the MultiGP Championship. They produce high quality and engineered designed products for multi-rotors and quadcopters, specializing in drone racing, FPV, long range, and freestyle drones, obviously. All of their FPV drone racing frames designed by an Italian mechanical engineer. That's Finn's FPV, of course. Every single frame in their shop, the result of months of research, studies, and on-field testing in order to give you the best drone racing experience possible. Well, I see the update on the screen. Results are official on that last one. So MCK and Pavelos moving to the semifinal of the winner's bracket, match number 11, with MCK with Ironman mode engaged, and Pavelos with a channel change. Pavelos to race band 8 when you come back with MCK to match 11. And into the redemption bracket, we take Chris M, FPV, and J-Box. Chris M, I'm taking you to race band 7. That's the only channel change. J-Box, you're all right. Chris M, FPV to race band 7 when you come back with J-Box in match number 10. That was match number 8. We also want to thank our friends at 533, of course, fly533.com, the choice of champions and the best customer support in the industry. Fast, light, durable, racing, freestyle, long range, all the parts, all the components, and even bind and flies, ready to flies, almost ready to go out of the box. In fact, Canada Customs right now is flying some 533 as our latest craft is sitting there. Someone having fun on that 49th parallel border. We're big supporters of them, and of course, they're huge supporters of drone racing, the community, and MultiGP drone racing. Thank you to Mondo. Thank you to Heads Up FPV. Thank you to Tradies, the entire Turner family that still pack boxes. We love you. And shout out to Heads Up FPV, of course, watching from afar, doing some big things with FPV drones as well. A 3-time, our first ever 3-time MultiGP champion, and one of our biggest partners, number 1 in our heart, 533, fly533.com. Shout out to Atreides hooking us up, delivering lipos, customer service. Keep my boy Just Jay flying in the sport class racing Tuesday and Wednesday. Hyper, Leviathan, Screecher, and Pinot. 3rd and 4th finish in that 9 to 12 range. The one up a weight class right now is Pinot, 2nd in our B main. 18th into now the top 12. Top 2 staying alive. Good luck, contenders. Arm your quads. We're live on the tone in less than 5. Another big start. They are blade to blade, motor to motor, kicking things off here. Again, this is match number 9, redemption bracket, middle road, that consolation bracket. And Hyper, Screecher, Leviathan, Pinot, your unofficial running order. Leviathan now trying to make a move. Let's get him up the line. It's Leviathan, Hyper, Screecher, and then there's Pinot. Less than 2 seconds separating all 4 after 1 lap down with 2 to go. Chasing Leviathan. 2, a Team USA flying, well, now just 1. We lost Screecher. Leviathan, Hyper, Pinot, 1, 2, and 3 to stay alive. There's Leviathan with 1 more to go. Hyper with 1 more to go. Pinot, 2.5 seconds back from the transfer position. He's feeling the pressure, but it's now time to go full send to reel in Hyper and Leviathan. Both of them out of that bow tie section over the cube screw. Leviathan, Hyper, 1 and 2 to the checkered. There's Leviathan across the line, 3 laps in 52.4, and Hyper, 0.6 of a second back in the number 2 spot to advance to match number 12. No no channel changes, and results are official. Leviathan, your winner of match 9, and Hyper in second, staying alive in the championship top 16 here at the 2024 MultiGP Championship. Third in this one going to Pino, fourth to Screecher, and that's going to put them somewhere in that 9 to 12 range. So for Pino, that is either going to put him 9th or 10th after qualifying 18th this week. And I believe that is his best finish here at Champs. 2 years ago, he's 15th. Last year, he was 14th, and now 9th or 10th. Way to go for the Peen. And Screecher finishing up 4th. That means he is going to be 11th or 12th overall, which is a good showing for him as well. 2 years ago, 19th. Last year, 16th. And, well, in that top 12, the fastest drone racers in the world at the conclusion of match number 9. Coming up, match 10, still in our redemption bracket with Dubicki, the Milkman, Chris M, FPV, and J-Box vying for their positions to advance further closer to our final 4 here tonight. And we'll see how that one plays out after we pay a little love to the great partners of MultiGP.
Flying FPV drones is awesome. Fixing them, not so much. The second you have a problem, you're forced to go to the internet to search through hours upon hours of YouTube videos with no guarantee that you're even going to solve the problem. Before you know it, you've spent more time fixing your FPV drone than you spent actually flying your FPV drone. We've created FPV Pit Stop. This is a problem-solve guaranteed service connecting you with an FPV drone professional who will make sure you get your FPV drone back in the air. If you don't have the time, the skills, or the resources to repair the drone by yourself, you can send your drone in to our repair service and we will fly it, test it, and tune it, and send it back to you every single month. So many people have had to give up their dream of flying FPV because they haven't been able to get their drone in the air, and it's time for that to stop. If you're interested in learning more about FPV Pit Stop, there's information in the link below. We are so excited to launch this service, we are so excited to help people, and we are so excited for you to start flying more FPV.
Looks like we're working at the launch stands across the way. Hey, we're set to fly. Third and fourth, finishing in that 9 to 12 range. Top 2 inching themselves closer to our final 4. Winners of match number 10 move into match 12. That's where they race back-to-back. The top 2 in match 12 go to the semifinal, the redemption bracket. The top 2 in that in the final 4. On deck after this one, semifinal, the winner's bracket. I'm getting giddy. What a roster. I don't want to talk too much out of school, but qualifiers 1, 2, 3, and 4 this week are waiting on deck in the semifinal of the winner's bracket. That is living up to your queue times. Here we go, pilots. Top 2, what you need to do. Good luck, contenders. Arm your quads. We are live on the tone in less than 5. Up and at 'em, Chris M, FPV with the whole shot, but this one too early to call. It's not one on lap number 1. It's what you do on laps 1, 2, and that third and final lap. As we lose a little bit of ground with Chris M, FPV, we lose a little bit of ground with Dubicki. Here come your leaders. It's J-Box, your leader on to lap number 2. Then Chris M, 3 seconds back. Dubicki, 7/10 of a second behind Tim, and Milkman 3/10 of a second behind Tim. We just lost Dubicki, so right now it's Chris M in and the Milkman on top of each other in a battle for that second transfer position. That is to stay alive. J-Box gapping him right now. J-Box onto the final lap, has over 2 seconds to the good. There's Chris M and the Milkman, separated by 1.6 seconds here on the final lap of match number 10. 2 advancing further in the redemption bracket. One of those pilots is about to be J-Box across the line, and Chris M getting across the line right there. A little bit of a bobble on that third lap for Milkman to finish up in the number 3 spot. Haven't heard word from our judges yet. They're still holding on to the edges of their seats. And they tell me results are official. J-Box and Chris M FPV moving on up to match number 12. And so we give third in that one to the Milkman. And fourth to Debicki. And so let's move J-Box and Chris M of FPV up. And no channel changes for them. And as we get through that stage of the redemption bracket, now we can talk about those final numbers where that journey came to an end. Debicki qualified 14th here this week, a gain of 2 positions, finishing 12th in 2024. Screecher right about where he qualified 10th this week in the number 11 spot. Pino, the big mover from that B main podium, 18th in qualifying this week and 10th overall. And Milkman, our former reserve sport class champion in 2019, qualified 9th this week, finished up 9th this week, so holding his own. And we are now down to the final 8 pilots and closer to awarding $15,000 in prize money, with $7K going to our winner. Lots of drone racing to get to here. As we talk about some of the things going on, you heard me talking about the drone retrievals. Pavelos and Chris M FPV rocking the golf cart. We also had Sam from iRides riding one of those personal electric vehicles, the PEVs. And he is standing by with our chief integrator, Sean Ames, to tell us a little bit more about iRides.
Hey, thank you so much, Joe. Yeah, it was awesome, Sam, seeing you zip around here on the wheels, helping do the quad retrievals and that kind of thing. What was your experience like going out there and picking up the drones where a lot of them smashed? Like, did it surprise you much?
Yeah, I had quite a few broken arms. I was picking up some propellers for people, batteries, spread out throughout the field. Recovered quite a few that people had, thought were lost. So that was kind of cool. Got to meet a lot of the guys that way, for better or worse. They're like, oh, thanks for my, broken quad. But no, it's been super cool. I think the best part about it is the hands-free aspect. So now I'm picking up 1, 2, 3 quads at a time, returning them to people, saving people time. And it's a cool experience. I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was every time I see you out there doing it, it's literally like watching the future happen. Just like, man, so jealous to be, have that speed and to get out there and do it. It was super awesome. And I saw that you connected with a up and coming pilot and helped them get into a new quad retrieval machine. So tell us a little bit about that and what it's looking like.
Yeah, so we got Zebra 3 finished B main, which. What was your finish? What did you finish as?
I got third in B.
Third in B main.
Yeah.
So he plays in B main. He got a prize for that, which was a certificate towards a wheel at the shop. He came out. He learned. He got on it. He learned it pretty quickly. Was hesitant at first, but definitely picked it up fast. And he's leaving here today with a V10F. So this is the wheel. And he'll be leaving with that, enjoying. I'll be sending him a couple shirts and stuff so he can rock the shirt as well.
Awesome. Cool. Well, Sam, thank you so much for being here. Thank you, iRides, for being a part of MultiGP's Champs. And we're going to look forward to seeing Zebra 3 zipping around at I.O. this year. So, all right, Joe, we'll send it back to you.
Hello, Lundy, watching us from afar. What's up, White Goats? Semi-final of the winners bracket. Sometimes the final 4 in that number 11 semi-final of winners bracket, sometimes they will actually re-meet when we get to the final 4. 2 of them going right into our final 4. These pilots are your top 4 in qualifying here this week. 4th in qualifying this week, Pavelos. 3rd in qualifying this week, Propsicle. 2nd in qualifying this week, Min Jae. And your top qualifier and reigning 2-time consecutive MultiGP champion, MCK FPV. And your TQ top qualifier has Ironman mode engaged. Everyone knows the significance of that. Let's see how it plays out. Good luck, pilots. We're about to go green. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Yes, sir. I did the big long blink, and there's issues for Propsicle and MCK FPV. It was a clean start through the whole shot gate, and now be scared because MCK FPV is coming from behind. Min Jae, Pavelos, Propsicle, then MCK, and MCK just crashed. It's a race to turtle for the reigning 2-time MultiGP champion. It's Min Jae, Pavelos, Propsicle, 1, 2, and 3. Less than 2 seconds separating our top 3 here at the front, and Min Jae out front by about 1 gate ahead of Pavelos. And Propsicle running 3rd. We still have another lap to go as they come out of the cube screw and on to lap number 3. Min Jae, Pavelos, Propsicle, 1, 2, and 3. Less than 1.7 seconds now, separating all 3. This is to go into our final 4 to play Chase the Ace. More than 1 round for sure. And look at who are taken to the checkered. Min Jae going to your final 4. And joining him is Pavelos. What kind of final are we going to have here? Results are unofficial, but it shouldn't matter from what I'm hearing. First is going to be Min Jae, second Pavelos, and I believe those 2 are good. They are now final 4 bounds. We just took South Korea and Poland into the final 4 round for the 2024 MultiGP Championship. So no channel changes for anyone. That's the only good news, guys. There's only good news. So we are going to take MCK and Propsicle to match number 13. Again, good news. No channel changes. And to our final 4. Min Jae and Pavelos to our final 4. That was match 11. And with our Iron Man TQ finishing up in the number 3 or 4 spot, that puts him in the redemption bracket, and that means when we get to the final, as they're saying in the chat, no more Iron Man, right? The fastest 4 at the end of the 2024 Pro Class Division of the MultiGP Championship will race again and again, and dare I say again. It could go to a sudden death 5. We will run that final 4 until someone gets 2 aces, 2 wins, and they will be our 2024 MultiGP champion. What a wild one that was right there. Coming up next, Leviathan, Hyper, J-Box, Chris M, FPV. This is the part of the redemption bracket where we're now back-to-back. The top 2 in this one go to match number 13 versus MCK and Propsicle. The top 2 in that one going to the final 4 here tonight. 3rd and 4th in this next heat, going to finish up in the top 8, 7th or 8th overall. I want to thank our friends at VCI. The V stands for Vulcan, but VCI standing for Comprehensive Production of Drone Motors. They make some good ones, guided by the principles of professionalism, innovation, collaboration, quality, and mutual success. VCI is dedicated to creating top-tier products and services. Vulcan, one of those Greek mythology gods that was pretty much the god of fire, forging, and stone masonry, and that's what they do, putting together those dependable, strong, and fast motors. Learn more at vcihobby.com. We also want to thank HQ Prop. Been thanking them a bunch over the course of this event. Big supporters of ours. Giving you maximum control and responsiveness at speed. HQprompt.com. They gave us a ton of prompts. We did our Freedom Spec race at the International Open. We were providing everyone with HQ prompts to run that one, so take the propeller out of the equation. We're about to spin a bunch of propellers right here, though. Match number 12, 3rd and 4th, finishing 7th and 8th overall. Top 2 going back-to-back in the semifinal of the redemption bracket, 1 stop away from the Final Four for the 2024 MultiGP Championship. 4 pilots getting set to fly. Contenders, arm your quads. We're going live on the tone in less than 5. Up and at 'em we go. Clean start, and so far clean lines from all 4 right now. It's looking like Leviathan taking his early lead right now, but the rest of them like within 5 feet, 4 feet, 3 feet. Now the numbers go the other way. Leviathan goes down. Looks like Hyper, your leader after 1. There's Hyper, J-Box, 1 and 2. And here comes Chris M. FPV onto that lead lap as well, number 3 spot. And Leviathan catching up. We're chasing Hyper in that bow tie section over to the cube screw on lap number 2, about to go into lap number 3. 1 to go for Hyper. J-Box 0.3 of a second with them. They're 1 and 2 with at least a 4-second lead over the rest of the field, and we just lost J-Box. Oh no, Leviathan, Chris M getting onto that lead lap. J-Box has a yaw spin of death as he is stuck, I think, in a little bit of netting. Hyper getting the win of match number 12. He will advance to the semifinal of the redemption bracket, and second gonna go to Chris M FPV, finishing up 5.6 seconds back in the number 2 spot, and Leviathan finishing up in the number 3 spot when it's all said and done. Now, I'm not sure if that was a glitch or what, but right now it's showing me Leviathan was 186 miles an hour from the speed trap section to the finish. That might be a little bit of a stretch of the truth. Hyper with the win, though, 130.9 miles an hour to round out that third and final lap, and to work his way into the semifinal, the redemption bracket, 1 stop away from her final 4. Now, results are unofficial, and Hyper simmered down. You were good. It is on Chris M FPV under review. Chris M FPV under review right now. And Leviathan, who was 3rd, is also under review. So 2nd and 3rd under review. And that means J-Box may have a chance. We'll see how that plays out. That was match number 12. One more match before we go to chase the ace here tonight. And they confirm Chris M is clear for takeoff in the semifinal of the redemption bracket. He pulls up 2nd. And so he will be back-to-back channel changes for Hyper and Chris M FPV. Hyper back to race band 2, Chris M FPV to race band 8 when you come back in this next heat versus MCK, FPV, and Propsicle. Qualifiers 1, 3, 5, 7. Ooh, all odd numbers coming up in the semifinal of the redemption bracket. Love numbers, love math. Love drone racing. And I know everyone watching here tonight are big fans of drone racing as well. And if it's your first time watching, you gotta be a fan now, right? If you're not a subscriber of the MultiGP YouTube button, channel, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button. Last year, just ahead of champs, we surpassed that goal of 10,000 subscribers. We love all 11,000 of you that get those notifications. Thank you to all of our followers and all of our new fans of drone racing. Get your calendars out. We are about to invite you on our journey that is 2025. We're going to start things off taking a little trip to Texas. Yes, sir. The 10th edition of the Mayhem Team Race. What is Mayhem? 8 teams of 10 plus pilots plus support, and they race team enduro style. It's dawn to dusk. We start just as the sun breaks the tree lines, and we run for 12 hours once we hit that go tone. 1 pilot on each team flies, lands, and the next one takes off, sometimes taking off before the other one lands. It is absolute chaos. You'll see lots of carnage, destruction, and the thrill of victory and defeat at Mayhem. It's our 10th edition, and we're back March 21 through 23 with Dallas Drone Racers, our host partners with it, and of course, Shannon Broussard, the master of Mayhem, will be with us there as well in March. Then we go into April. They're going to crown our 8th collegiate drone racing champion. I remember being there for the first one. And Viastro Ivan Rodriguez, the first collegiate drone racing champion. Then from there, Chris Thomas was there as well. Yeah, lots of memories of that first ever CDRC. Also, engineer, former champion a couple of times. Embry Riddle, University of Aeronautics right there. Multi-time team champions. Pino, former champion. Flying J. Lots of collegiate champions. We're going to crown our 8th this coming April or May. And then June, same weekend as last year, y'all. Father's Day weekend. What a great time to spend, regardless of where you are, as a matriarch or a patriarch. Best way to celebrate Father's Day is at the AMA, at the world's largest drone race, FPV festival and party. That is the International Open, June 11 through 15, 2025. It's official. It is official. It is locked in. Tickets going on sale very, very soon. And of course, you know Black Friday's coming up, so you're going to have discount codes there. Your chance, that's usually when we launch them on Black Friday. The prices go up, but no matter what we charge you when you buy it, it is worth it for all of the smiles that you're seeing here from these previous editions of the International Open. World Cup, obviously the premier race, but we do the pro spec, we do the freedom spec, we do team racing from time to time, we do tiny whooping to the break of dawn with my good buddy Jesse P. We do karaoke, we do 2 pilots, 1 drone, we do all kinds of competitions, freestyle racing, and we do a lot of qualifying as well. If you're not on the global leaderboard, we run a GQ throughout pretty much the entire International Open, and if it's your first time flying, there is a competition for you. There's a track for you, the rookie track, from Wednesday to Sunday. Your own track, no judging, peace and love. Those that have been at it a while, we have the intermediate track, we have the pro track, we have multiple qualification tracks. Tracks change. We run 6 to 7 tracks simultaneously. If you haven't been to the International Open, make your plans now, June 11 through 15. We have the semifinal, the redemption bracket, coming up here in a few moments as we get sent to visit with our friends at Rush FPV. Man alive. We are down to 6. We're down to 6. Do you know what that means? Everyone that is still in the competition is guaranteed $500. You just got your flight back and then some. But you can turn that $500 to $7,000. You just got to continue the winning ways. 5th getting 800, 4th getting 1,200, 3rd getting 2,000, 2nd getting 3,500, and of course our winner getting $7,000. That ticket as a wild card to the Pro Spec Championship, and much, much more. They're also going to get a Blue Eddy hands-free 1, an AI Rides gift certificate, a trophy, a medal, a jersey, much, much more. In fact, we're going to give all kinds of Blue Eddy. We're going to give the AC2A. We saw those on the table. We're giving that away to 3rd. We're going to give a Blue Eddy hands-free 2 to our reserve champion. AI Rides gift certificates to our top 3. And right now, everyone's still in the competition, guaranteed at least $500. Who's left? Well, we got Minjay and Pavelos waiting in our final 4 ahead of our, what it could be, insane Chase the Ace rounds. In this one, we have Hyper, Chris M, MCK FPV, and Propsicle. Qualifiers 1, 3, 5, 7. These are your final 6. No matter what happens, they are guaranteed $500 cash. They finish in the top 6 in the world standings. But destiny in their thumb tips to break that top 4. You break the top 4, you double that 500. Once you're in the top 4, you're guaranteed $1,200. Props off says Joe and Jesse are a party, just the 2 of them. Yes. It would not be the International Open without Jesse P. He was with us in spirit 2 years ago, but we were so excited to have him back. And yeah, I love hanging out with Jesse P. So much fun, that Tiny Whip tent. Sometimes I have to remember that there's more to I.O. than the Tiny Whip tent. We're talking about all these other races. I had to read them off. All I think about, I.O., hanging out with Jesse P. and Chris Thomas. That's it. Oh, there's a drone race? All right. We've set the stage. 2 of you going to the Final Four. Good luck, pilots. Arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Underway, good start, shaky contact at the end. Hyper and MCK down. The call coming in that the contact was after the whole shot gate, so MCK now trying to turtle. And so this one looks to be Chris Sam ahead of Propsicle 1 and 2, and MCK is faster than we have seen him here all night, trying to get into that top 2. Chris Sam, your leader here after 1. Then we bring Propsicle and MCK in a battle for second right now. 0.5 of a second apart. Propsicle trying to make it to that Final Four. Chris M has an 8-second lead. He's on lap number 3, but that 8-second could be chiseled away as MCK up in second and about to go on to the third final lap. He's 8.1 seconds back. Propsicle now about to get on to lap number 3 as well. Not much momentum there. He's 5 seconds behind MCK. Chris Sam is in your Final Four tonight. And joining him, MCK FPV. Redemption Bracket now going to be renamed for MCK FPV. Redemption, he just showed you Redemption. Finishing up second, advancing to our Final Four. Third, going to go to Propsicle. That is going to put him 5th overall. Fourth, going to go to Hyper. That'll put him 6th overall. And Hyper finishing 6th last year, 6th this year. He's been top 10, dating all the way back to 2020. Top 25 previous to that. Another top 6 finish for Hyper. He is getting $500 to add to all of his traveling expenses from the top of the hill down to the flight line. And $800 going to go to Propsicle, finishing up in the number 5 spot overall. So that means your Final Four is set. Min J and Pavelos out of the winner's bracket. Chris M, FPV, and MCK FPV out of the consolation bracket. And it is a truly international final. 2 from South Korea and Europe represented in spades with the pairing. The Flying Mates, Chris M and Pavelos, Denmark and Poland respectively, will be featuring here in about 5 or so minutes in our Final Four. Chase the Ace coming up. We are putting lipos in. We are swapping props, and knowing MCK FPV, we'll probably build a quad at the same time. We're coming up with your championship Final Four in just a little bit. Well, to put on an event of this magnitude, it truly takes a village. We've been thanking all those great sponsors, but what about those that have toiled, that put in the blood and the sweat and the tears? They are our red shirts and our jersey wearers, the cast and crew of the 2024 MultiGP Championships, the volunteers and the voluntold. Our thank you to the Suarez family, _Alex_ and Kate, also Ferrari, for stepping up. Lead Girl, Lead Boy, Seeker, Stark, walking back and forth on that flight line and bringing me coffees nonstop. Thank you, Stark. Doug Kling, Diver Down, part of our production team. The Quad Father running all that cable. Philoblasta, thanks to Shames, Christy Ames, Callie, FPV as well. They were the first ones here on Friday to start setting up champs. That was last Friday. That was 8 days ago. They've been spending a bunch of time here, and the event wouldn't be a success without their contribution over the course of the last year. Thank you to Fix It as well, always part of our build team at IO here in champs. Our thanks to Joe Bullinger. Thank you to Two Dog RC. Thank you to Focus. Thank you to Raw FPV, part of our judging experience right now, and a heck of a hand with a hammer. Thank you, Mark. Speaking of Mark, thank you, Free, for the fly-throughs and all that you do non-stop and helping out Dougie. That's always a fun time. Thank you to Zebra3, helping us build the course with your little buddy, Just Jay. Thank you to Alien for keeping us going. I mean, he's been fueling our entire team and a big part of what we're doing here as well. Thank you to Dylan. Thank you to Blips. Thank you to Henry Clare. Thank you to Hyper. Thank you to El Madero. Thank you to Derek Havener and everyone else who has helped us set up tables, set up gates, and host the greatest drone race of 2024. Thank you to the volunteers, the voluntold, and the crew that bring you the 2024 MultiGP Championship. Well, what a journey it was for this next guy, and he is just warming up. In just about a week, or just about a day, we are about to take him. Well, let's go to Jersey first. Let's go to Jerseys. That's right. They're queuing up the guy I was bragging on. Who is going to get the jersey? Yes, sir, the winner's jersey. We have awarded a bunch of those over the course of the tenure of MultiGP. Sean Taylor, Night Fury, 2015, 2016. He has two. Captain Vanover, 2017. He's got his jersey. Heads Up FPV, Evan Turner, 2018, 19, and 2021. He has his jersey. And, of course, Fat Kid, 2020. He has his jersey. And we have a guy that has two, and tonight going for his third. Your reigning two-time consecutive MultiGP champion, looking to be the first ever three-time hat-trick consecutive MultiGP champion, MCK FPV, looking to line his closets with those championship jerseys. We're about to see who's getting one in a little bit. Talk about that journey. We got one going representing us here in the U.S. over in China, part of Team USA. 4 times now, the top 25, finishing up here in 2024, 15th. It is Formula, and he's on the sidelines with our chief integrator, Shames, over for a sideline interview.
Incredible. Hey, thank you, Joe. Excited to be here with Formula. I remember it like it's yesterday, 2019. We were watching one of the first GQs that we were doing, names popping up, and I remember it like it was yesterday in a group chat, people being like, who in the heck is Formula? Because you came on the scene like a rocket. I'm excited to see you here tonight. You're representing Team USA this upcoming week. Tonight didn't quite go the way you probably hoped it would, but now you get another bite at the apple. You get a rematch just a week away. How are you feeling going into next week in China?
On top of a lot of nerves, I'm also feeling, really confident. It's an absolute honor to, be able to go all the way to China to represent Team USA. So, I want to make sure that I have the utmost confidence going there. I'm going with, the rest of the best pilots, Levi, Silas, Propsicle, Callie, and Streecher as well. It's going to be absolutely incredible being able to race with those guys, and being a part of that group. It just means so much as pilot, and just, knowing that is just a special, special moment for me, just being able to experience that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as being in the U.S. and where MultiGP has such a foothold here in the U.S., we take it for granted how incredible this event is, this track, and what we have going on. And it'll be neat to see how our pilots do overseas. But it's been an honor to have you here at MultiGP Champs. I'm sure we're going to see you back in the top 16. We know you got the pace. And Formula, best wishes, best luck next week. And we'll send it back to you, Joe. Thank you.
Well, batten down the hatches. The storm is coming. Chase Yates, round number 1 of what could be 5. It is now time to meet your final 4, vying for the jersey, the money, and the title of 2024 MultiGP World Champion. Let's start things off coming out of the winner's bracket. Going to be working for us here tonight. Second in qualifying here this week from South Korea, it is Min Jae. And competing in his very first MultiGP championship, helping us comprise a truly international Final 4 with no Ironman. It's going to be a heater, qualifying 4th this week, 19th on the global list from Warsaw, Poland. It's Pavelos. And competing in his very first MultiGP championship. 25th on the global leaderboard, 5th in qualifying this week, and now 1 spot better in our Final 4, going for the title of champion as well. From Greve, Denmark, it's Chris M, FPV. And finally, going for the hat trick. Could be the first ever 3-time consecutive MultiGP World Champion. Your top qualifier again here this week from Paju, South Korea. Your champion of 2 years ago. Going for the top of the box tonight, MCK FPV. They're saying if it's clean, it's this guy. If it's gnarly, it's that guy. Any one of these 4 pilots with a chance to be our 2024 MultiGP champion. Now, the format is Chase Yates. We've talked about it a few times here tonight. The Final 4 will run at least twice until someone gets 2 aces, 2 wins, and the title of 2024 MultiGP World Champion Drone Racer. Good luck, contenders. Chase Yates, round number 1 is upon us. Arm your quads. We are live on the tone in less than 5. A fantastic start for wide right there, and issues for MCK FPV. So they said if it's clean, it's MCK, but man, we've seen him redeem himself coming out of that redemption bracket here on the opening lap. It's Pavelos, then Min Jae, Chris M FPV, then MCK as they go on to lap number 2 now. 1 down, 2 to go, and it looks like MCK is taking a knee in Chase Yates round number 1. Now, I remember the first time that he ran this format, he didn't understand it, but he knows what's going on, and he's going to be scary in the next couple of rounds. Min Jae, your leader here after 2, but Pavelos and Chris M right with him. 1.4 seconds separating all 3 pilots here in Chase Yates round number 1. Min Jae with a mistake, moved Pavelos, and Chris M with a mistake. Pavelos up in the lead. Min Jae now back into second. Your winner of Chase Yates round number 1 is Min Jae. Holy! They are going to review it. Min Jae, what happened there? Min Jae with the win, and that is unofficial. Pavelos in second, that's unofficial. Chris M in third, unofficial, and MCK fourth, that's unofficial as well. That one is under a review with our officials beside the scenes. So watching that one, Pavelos was leading on that 3rd and final lap. And into that box screw, he was in the lead. Coming out of it, it looked like he was in the lead. Then all of a sudden, Min Jae, like a shot from the cube screw to the checkered for the win. But our judges say, we want to take a look at that one again. Jackson Wanzi watching from afar says 3 mistakes from Min Jae, but he still pulled out in front of Pavelos. Yeah, they're really looking close to see if it was legit. Could be. And if it was, that was probably the biggest move of the race from Tuesday through to Chase Yates round 1 for the MultiGP Championship. Judges going to work. I'll see if I can pull some tape here as well. And our pilots now getting set for Chase Yates round number 2, waiting to see officially who got the first ace. We'll be back after a few words from the partners of MultiGP.
Flying FPV drones is awesome. Fixing them, not so much. The second you have a problem, you're forced to go to the internet to search through hours upon hours of YouTube videos with no guarantee that you're even going to solve the problem. Before you know it, you've spent more time fixing your FPV drone than you spent actually flying your FPV drone. We've created FPV Pit Stop. This is a problem-solved guaranteed service connecting you with an FPV drone professional who will make sure you get your FPV drone back in the air. If you don't have the time, the skills, or the resources to repair the drone by yourself, you can send your drone in to our repair service and we will fly it, test it, and tune it, and send it back to you every single month. So many people have had to give up their dream of flying FPV because they haven't been able to get their drone in the air, and it's time for that to stop. If you're interested in learning more about FPV Pit Stop, there's information in the link below. We are so excited to launch this service, we are so excited to help people, and we are so excited for you to start flying more FPV.
Well, the judges were concerned about one of those three critical mistakes that Min-Jae made on lap number 3. We have it queued for you here. It's the middle of the TBS triple tower. Watching Min-Jae in the top right-hand side of our screen. And remember, it's the middle of the TBS tower that we're worried about. Good line through the top one. And now we line up the side of the middle of the tower. Now, one thing that we know, you guys want to see it again? I know you do. I know you do. All right, right in the championship logo. Now, talk about lucky. Now, the course design of every race, whether it's a GQ or a chapter race, there's one thing that goes into our design, that logos are always pointing towards race traffic. Look what we just saw, the backside of the middle. That is one lucky bounce right there. But I know what you really want to see. By the way, while I'm getting us to the cube screw, judges say Min-Jae's good. He's your first ace to chase. Let's take him over to the bow tie section. Pavelos running second, going to finish half a second back from Min-Jae. Now, I want you to watch Min-Jae's feet. He's about to just go over the first gate, or the bottom gate here of the bow tie section. Look on Pavelos' feet. You see Min-Jae going through the gate. Now, remember, at this point, I thought we eventually put Pavelos ahead of Min-Jae, and he does like a straight line maneuver to the checkered line. It looked a little crazy, that straight line. So on board with Pavelos, you see the LEDs of Min-Jae in front of him. Now Min-Jae going into that cube screw section. Look at this. Making the turn on all 3-4 axes and into the lower side. But this is where it looked like Pavelos was really catching up. They're separated by just the gate. Now over to the cube. There's Min-Jae pushing through. And now he comes out, lining up the Fox Ear gate. But look who's just behind him, looking down on Min-Jae. Pavelos again. And then Min-Jae yank across the line. And Pavelos half a second behind. What a race, and Min-Jae is your first ace to chase. Well, a guy who's no stranger to our podium, hit our first ever sport class championship podium. He's our 2019 Reserve Sport Class champion, finishing inside about the top 10 here tonight. The Milkman is over with our chief integrator, Sean Ames, on the sideline, and really looking forward to hear what we're going to talk about there, seeing that progression from the sport class to the pro class and finishing up huge in that top 12 here in 2024.
What a great night to have Milkman back here again, qualifying 9th. Sounds like you finished in 9th place. We just saw an insane heat with Min Chan going down. You're in the pits now as a pilot, as a spectator. What is the feeling, the emotion, the tension like in the pits tonight?
So the biggest thing, and we say it every year, but this is the craziest top 16 I think anybody could expect out of it. That said, everybody wants to see an upset, I think. Nobody wants to see it done easily for any pilot. So the biggest thing is when drama comes up, everybody loves it. Nobody loves a dirty race, but nobody wants to see a perfectly run or super easily called race. So
incredible. And your night tonight, qualifying 9th, finishing 9th. Great job. I'm sure we're going to see you in this top 16 again. Milkman, thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing the rest of your drone racing career. Have a good night. Joe?
Thank you, Shames. Congratulations, the Milkman, a.k.a. TBFPV. Great racing. Another big finish for the Milkman. It's Chase the Ace round number 2. Your first ace to chase is Min Jae. If he wins this next one, he's your 2024 champion, $7,000 richer, and a whole lot more. You're getting Blue Eddy gear, getting iRide certificates, the Champs jersey. But we could be pushing this a third round. If Pavelos, who was second, Chris M, who was third, or MCK FPV, who was fourth in that one, get the win of round number 2, we go to extra innings. What is about to happen? Let's find out. Pilots, arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. Well, Min Jae just killed his quad. Holy. That means we got more racing regardless of what happens here. It is Pavelos ahead of MCK FPV. Now MCK just ahead of Pavelos and Chris M FPV running third as they come into that cube screw section. There's MCK, number 1 onto lap number 2. Pavelos and Chris M on top of each other. Remember, flying mates, spending a lot of time together in practice. And now it's time to see if they can get faster and past MCK FPV, who's still up in the number 1 spot as we push him there. Look at Pavelos is close. He's only 0.3 of a second back. Chris M is within striking distance as well, and MCK just went down again. Holy, $7,000 in cash. Did he touch it? He has got nothing but bad luck, but Pavelos is on fire, guys. Pavelos wins round number 2. Holy, so many stories right now. I got the goosebumps. The karma is in the air here tonight. The judges tell me results are official. Pavelos, first position. Chris M, second position. MCK, third position. And Min Jae in fourth position. And so now 2 aces have been awarded to 2 different pilots. Pavelos and Min Jae holding aces. And I am wondering what happened to Min Jae's quad. He went full send and we saw that rainbow road. That quad literally died on takeoff. Looked like a Boeing 737 MAX for a second there, but everyone survived. Everything is all right. Don't look out the window, please. Well, looks like Min Jae's gonna be rebuilding a drone. Chase the Ace going a third round here tonight. And we're going to regroup and refocus and come back with round number 3 in just a few moments. Well, what a champs this has been, and we want to thank our great partners here on site, Blue Eddy. Now, they showed up. They were just going to have a vendor booth to show you what the off-grid living can be, that green lifestyle, empowering for a brighter future. Blue Eddy at blueeddypower.com. And we have, basically taken everything out of their booth and put it to use because they're just big battery packs, replacing generators, and want to talk about coming in clinch. We had the AM vets with us over the course of the entire MultiGP championship, and Blue Eddy was there when the coffee maker was tripping the breaker for our charging table. And so we got some photos here as I took a little tour capturing all the Blue Eddy stuff around the grounds. I want to thank them for being a big part of this. There is a look there at the coffee maker that draws 1,000 watts at a time. And we powered the food booth with our friends at Blue Eddy. We also charged up a lot of lipos across the way as well. And so there's drop at the end of a line on the end of a generator. And of course, that isn't green. That's not sustainable. But powering most of the chargers on the table, Blue Eddy with that great system right there. That's one of the premium ones right there. I think just over 1,800 watts, and it stores about 1,400 watt hours, and also powering our Zippy Q. There is a smaller model because sometimes you don't need a ton of watt hours, but Blue Eddy there to ensure that we could get our pilots through for 19 rounds of qualifying. Then over in race control, powering all my monitors, I pull 250 watts a second running all of that stuff that you see on the table. Don't mind the mess underneath. And I actually killed the first one after a matter of about 8 hours of qualifying. So they brought me some big stuff, including a Blue Eddy cooler with its own ice machine for the celebration at the end of Unfortunately, my mic should have been powered by Blue Eddy. Thank you. Got some lipos. And, of course, our pilots getting a tour. We're awarding some Blue Eddy gear available at blueeddypower.com. There is Chris M, FPV, and Pavelos getting the tour of Blue Eddy. Our good friend Marcus and Ernie have been with us, again, charging up at night to ensure that we can power race control, the AM vents booth, the charging table, and some of our LED line gates as well. Great ambassadors for a great product as well. He talked about all the features and benefits. I mean, you can leave home and fly pack after pack after pack with this gear right here. Pavelos obviously needing the power adapter there, and it doesn't matter. He was looking for 220 volts, and they were able to pump it out right there. Doesn't matter. 110. It's all about the wattage. It's all about that amp draw, and truly the watt hours on board with our friends at Blue Eddy. Now, don't forget, before the night is done, about our social media contest with our friends at Blue Eddy. Visit their tent or swing by any of those Blue Eddy systems around the MultiGP championships and take advantage of their amazing power stations to charge your lipos, your cell phone, your Apple Watch, whatever you need powered up. Don't forget to post the photos of you charging up on social media, tagging at MultiGP and at BlueEddy_official with hashtag BlueEddyPower for a chance to win some amazing Blue Eddy gear. And of course, you can find out more about our friends at Blue Eddy, blueeddypower.com. Big fan. I already have Blue Eddy at home and can't wait to increase the power right there. They're all making fun of me for the mic. Yeah, rookie mistake when you do the top 16 championship. Just put new batteries in. Yeah, good call. Ironically, I was talking about batteries and the mic died. Hey, it's my first drone race, guys. Don't judge. Don't judge. With peace and love. Peace and love. 2 aces awarded so far, and our pilots are now at the launch stands getting ready to fly here in Chase the Ace round number 3. Want to thank our friends at TBS, Team Black Sheep, renowned in the game of analog racing with the Unify, and of course that control link with Crossfire, Tracer, and now that new PDB for your wing. Team-blacksheep.com. Or thanks as well to Superior One Roofing. Why have just a regular roof when you can have a superior one? Thank you to Radio Master. They gave all of our pilots dinner tonight, and I just joined. Not Team Radio Master, but we're all part of Radio Master. As Just Jay just got a Boxster, replacing his old brick that he was using as a radio. Want to thank Drones in School, our MultiGP STEM Alliance partner, T-Motor, Beta FPV, HD0, HQ Prop, GemFan, iFlight, and our newest partner, our Part 107 training provider, pilotinstitute.com. Just a few of the many great partners supporting MultiGP throughout the season and here at the 2024 MultiGP Championship. Well, we have 2 pilots that have eluded aces so far. Looking for an ace from MCK FPV or Chris M FPV to push this to a Chase the Ace round number 4. If Pavelos gets the win or Min Jae gets the win, they are your 2024 champion. Chris M FPV and MCK trying to change this storyline in a hurry. We're about to find out in the next 53 seconds how the rest of the night plays out. Good luck, pilots. Arm your quads. Live on the tone in less than 5. I just about said no mistakes. Chris M looking for an ace, and he found a gate. MCK looking for an ace, and he's wobbling back in 3rd. Pavelos leading, and again, Pavelos has an ace. MCK starting to reel him in, and Min Jae running in 3rd. Pavelos, your leader here after 1. MCK 1.9 seconds back, and there's Min Jae onto that second lap. 2 laps to go as we continue chasing one of our aces. Pavelos and MCK again trying to get that ace. Pavelos about 2 gates to the cube screw ahead with 1 more lap to go. There's Pavelos. There's MCK FPV. Who's in Oz, and another mistake at the end of the straight. Pavelos now gapping MCK by about 2 gates here. What could be the final lap of the night? Is it? We're over to the cube screw with Pavelos. MCK's close, but Pavelos gets it done. Your 2024 MultiGP champion from Poland is Pavelos. Tonight, he got a second to start things off, and he finishes it with 2 back-to-back aces. His first jersey to be awarded momentarily. Pavelos with the win of the 2024 MultiGP Championship. Results are good on that one. Results are good on that one. Results are good. In that heat, we're going to give MCK FPV second. In that heat, we give Min Jae third. In that heat, we give Chris M FPV fourth. And now it's time for that points tally. We have a tie for the second runner-up position, third on our podium. Chris M was a third, a second, and a fourth for a total of 9. MCK FPV was a fourth, a third, and a second for a total of 9. The tiebreaker is the last ace round, and so MCK with a second to Chris M's fourth. That is going to make MCK FPV your second runner-up, third on our podium. An ace, a third, and a fourth is what it took for Min Jae to get 8 points and to be your reserve world champion at the conclusion of the night. And Pavelos starting with a second and 2 aces when it mattered in rounds 2 and 3 to win the 2024 MultiGP Championship. Yes, sir. They're popping corks. The Blue Eddy Ice is coming out. The cash is being divvied up. With your final 4 here tonight. $13,000 plus to be awarded. To 4th overall, Chris M FPV pulling up $1,200. MCK getting the cash he wanted. Maybe not as much, but it's still cash. $2,000. Plus a Blue Eddy AC2A, an iRides gift certificate, medal, trophy, and more. $3,500 in cash, a Blue Eddy hands-free 2, iRides gift certificate, trophy, medal, going to your reserve champion, Minjay. And then everything, the Pro Spec Wild Card, the trophy, the medal, the champ jersey, the Blue Eddy hands-free 1, the iRide certificate, and $7,000 going to your 2024 champion, Pavelos. The celebration continuing. We're going to line things up after the high fives and the handshakes for our podium presentation. Don't go anywhere. We're going to hand out some hardware here in just a few moments. Well, they're rolling out all the prizes over on the sidelines. While we have a moment, of course, we want to wish the best of luck to those 5 pilots right there on the screen. Team USA heading to China, represent America, MultiGP at the FAI race coming up. They leave tomorrow morning, I believe. And they were talking about, well, maybe a couple new faces there that you may not recognize. Well, I'm going to help you with my laser pointer on the screen, guys. This guy we met in an interview with our chief integrator, Shames. That is Formula, Kyle Wentworth, part of the FAI team. I believe, I think he's our youth pilot, right? Then you got your 3 male pilots beside him, Leviathan. We talked about that Pro Spec race over in Sharjah. He was our champion of that. Leviathan in the green, fan favorite in Sharjah, United Emirates. We'll see what happens in China. Then another trip back to the FAI Championships for that guy, Silas Griever, better known as Propsicle. Blasted onto the scenes, top 10 GQ his rookie year. And since then, we've been bragging about all of his great accolades over the course of MultiGP drone racing. And of course, Spencer Canizero, Screecher, on Team USA as well, getting set to compete next week. It's part of our team, 3 male pilots, 1 junior, and 1 female pilot as well. Cali FPV made a lot of fans at that Sharjah race, and looking to make some big fans as well. Good luck to our 5 pilots, Team MultiGP/USA, getting set to compete next week. Should be a good time. Could be a good time. I wonder if they'll fly as much over there as they did this weekend. Half as much? 25% as much? What were the numbers? Thursday we started qualifying. Thursday we started qualifying. We had a daytime session with 58 pilots. Those 58 pilots flew 14 times, I believe. 14 times during the daytime. That was until about 7 o'clock. Then at night, another 5 packs around the LED line course. That was day number 1, 19 packs, 58 pilots. Then we go to day number 2, We did another 10. Do we add another 10? I believe another 10. Let's call it 8 to be safe. I think it was another 8 on Friday. It's such a blur to our crew behind the scenes, they don't even know. So we're talking a whole bunch, like 25, 26, 27 packs of qualifying. That's why when we saw these brackets, people getting eliminated and me saying, right about where they qualified. Well, because we ran the field 25 plus times per pilot times 58 over a day and a half before we went into our knockout eliminations on Friday night with our E mains, then our D mains on Friday night as well. Then this morning picking up with our C mains, our B mains on tonight's championship top 16. A lot of packs. And when it comes to some of those international events, it's a different mindset. So they should be flying the sim probably once an hour, just sitting back, relax, because the momentum is going to change, I'm sure. But that is the future. Tomorrow is a mystery. Yesterday is history. But today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. And we're about ready to award $13,700 in cash and a bunch of presents as it's time for our awards presentation over the sidelines as I turn things over to my best friend, my good buddy, my reason for waking up in the morning, our CEO and founder of MultiGP, Sir Chris Thomas, is ready to crown our 2024 champion.
All right, thanks, Joe. I am looking for our third runner-up, fourth place finisher, Chris M. All right, so I've got a ribbon here for you for fourth place. Can you read what it says there on the back?
So close fourth, 2024 MultiGP, Chris, and then a sad smiley.
So my son, Wyatt, who was out here, said he really liked hanging out with you. He even sent me a photo cheering for you today. So he probably doesn't know you got fourth. So, but he's still excited and he's cheering. Back home, I'm sure you've got some people watching you. What do you want to say to them?
I'm pretty sure they're not watching because they're in different time zones. This is going to be in the middle of the night. But when they do watch this, I'm going to say thank you to all the people from back home who have supported me. I do spend quite a lot of time practicing for these kinds of races. So, yeah, coming fourth, it's all right. But I would have made a podium. But I'll make it up sometime. And they will be more proud when I do that.
Well, I'm very proud of your finish in fourth. To make it here is pretty impressive. But more proud is, in addition to racing, you stepped up. You were a great volunteer. You earned this crew shirt. You became part of our team as well. And you're welcome anytime back to a MultiGP race. Thanks a lot. Let's get a picture real quick.
Congratulations, Chris M. FPV, fourth on our podium. Not going home empty-handed. He has that ribbon and $1,200 as well. Congratulations, Chris M.
All right, so our second runner-up, third place, which is a weird feeling to even say that word, to be completely honest with you, Min Shan. Come on up, everybody. Now, I know that most people would die to finish in third place in the MultiGP World Championships, but I know you're probably not very happy right now. You were killing it out there, but to me, I appreciate you finally taking the time to do some sharing. How are you feeling right now?
You know, it's okay, but it kind of sucks that I have to do GQ next year, to come back.
You know, you're a great sport. It's really fun to watch you race. You were unstoppable out there for a while. And, I mean, we try hard at MultiGP to eliminate luck, but it's impossible to get rid of all of it. And just today wasn't your day. Anybody you want to thank?
Oh, yeah, for sure. My parents who support me every time, and then all the sponsors. You know, I have upcoming races, so, I will have a luck at there. But it was kind of lucky this time, so I'll prepare harder for next one.
All right, well, it's great to see you again. We'll take some photographs, and I look forward to seeing you there at the next race. All right, and our first runner-up, second place, it's Minjay. So we were really excited to see you win. We were more excited to see what your mom was going to do if you won the entire thing. It was very entertaining to see her excited every single race that you did. The emotions were running high here. I got actually a really good reaction out of you, which normally you try to keep it calm and cool. How do you feel now?
I should have be calm, but I couldn't. So it's kind of bummer, to be honest. But it's okay. Japan pilots got first and second place. So I'm really happy. Yeah.
All right, and like the rest of the pilots, I want to make sure to remind you, as someone who does this quite a bit, you need to look right in that camera. You need to think about the people that are waiting to hear you say thank you, and go ahead and let them have it.
Thank you for my sponsor, especially my parents who did all for me. Yeah, I really appreciate all. Thank you.
All right, a man, a few words. I can appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get some photos. All right. And the winner of the 2024 MultiGP Championships. First place at one of the hardest prizes to win in drone racing. It's Pavelos. Come on up here, buddy. I see you've already got your 2024 winner's jersey on. That's for you as well. And I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, yeah, hold on. In a MultiGP tradition, we don't like to make you wait for your money. So here's $7,000 for you.
I would just like to say that I thought I was going up against some professionals tonight, but it was these guys, so it was pretty easy.
Now, about 5 minutes ago, I would have said how humble and nice you were, but I mean, I guess money changes people, right? Anybody you want to thank?
Of course, I want to thank my parents for always supporting me. I want to thank Matt and Michelle for letting me practice here a lot of times. And I want to thank my friend Chris for traveling with me and helping me with everything. I just cannot believe I won.
Well, we've got the live streaming footage in case you're not sure you won. You can watch it back and see. But what an amazing race. What an amazing event. Thank you so much for everybody for participating. Thanks so much for the volunteers for making this happen. Matt and Michelle, thank you so much for letting us use your place. That's it. Thanks, guys.
Well, congratulations to your 2024 MultiGP champion, Pavelos. He becomes the 6th pilot to sport that winner's jersey and our 10th MultiGP champion. That brings an end to 2024. We talked about those big events coming up in 2025. Mayhem in March, Collegiate in April, then I.O. in June. The global qualifying season will open up in the spring. It'll carry into the summer, and maybe you can attend a global qualifier and join us here in 2025 at the MultiGP X, the 10th season with qualifying and the 11th edition of the MultiGP Championship, crowning champions and the title of the fastest drone racer on the planet. On behalf of our entire cast and crew, our thanks to our hosts. Thank you to the No Quarter Ranch. Thank you to all of our attending pilots and their support system, the parents and grandparents and significant others for being a part of this event. Thank you to all those volunteers that put in the blood, sweat, and tears. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks to all the great sponsors that we've shown you throughout the course of this event as well. And finally, thanks to each and every one of you going along for the flight, the ride, the journey as we just crowned Pavelos, your 2024 MultiGP champion. Have a great 2024. We'll see you when we start qualifying again in 2025 with MultiGP drone racing.